First of all, I feel like you should be interviewing me. Why am I interviewing you today?
I do feel like I'm interviewing you. It's actually hard for me to be a guest.
Tell everybody what you do, because it's really.
Oh, thanks.
I see you like in the morning. I wake up and you're on my TV, and I'm like, wow. I text you usually.
Thank you.
I'll take a picture and I'm like, hi, having coffee with you today from New York because you're on TV.
I'm very appreciative. I still get to host and interview everybody, mom and pop, celebrities. But I work for a few shows.
Yeah,
NBC.
I'm not big enough for him to interview.
Excuse
I'm not
me.
a big enough celebrity for him to interview. He only does the big times. Sorry, I'm not Seinfeld.
She was on my podcast like 3 years ago. I don't know. She just forgot.
Coffee Talk. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Talk with Tara Cannistraci. I hope you're having a great day. In studio today, I have a very special guest. In fact, I probably should have had this guest on before I brought in his wife as a guest, because technically I'm in the studio. I am actually recording in LA in a studio with the connection I got through this guy. Then I had his wife on the podcast before him. I'm going to say his name right because he's a real paisan. Paul Costabile.
Hey, listen, you knew a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. It's fine.
Right.
I don't care.
You got the guys, and then I had to get you.
It's not. I'm happy. That it's like familial. It's the familia. You know,
That's
it's all
it.
good.
And he's in New Jersey. I got a East Coast Italian with me.
Well, you're funny because we met in New York, but I was already living out here, and I wanted, my biggest insecurity with you is like you knowing I'm more Jersey Italian than I am anything. Like every time you're out here, I'm like, don't worry, you're gonna make pizza. Come on over.
you are
I'm like insecure. You're gonna be like, is this really mozzarella? I don't know. You see, look at even how I said mozzarella is wrong.
Right now you said it wrong.
I just said it wrong. I said it like a vegan.
Yeah, I actually had a vegan pizza today. We won't talk
What the
about
hell?
that.
You're changing.
I don't want to lose followers. I've been in LA for only a few months.
A whole vegan pizza.
Look at Keita just ratting out that I ate the whole pizza. I didn't say I ate the whole. Did I say I ate the whole pizza?
You want to be out here though,
you.
so you've been the Bronx your whole life, so parts of you wants to change it. I think.
Here's my thing. I love LA. It's one of those things. I came out here, and you almost were like, I'm so happy you're here, but almost discouraged me. You were like, no, but it's not New York. It's not the East Coast. You're going to miss it. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm supposed to be here right now.
I think for what you're doing, it's amazing. I love both places. I guess for me, I don't want to lose how we grew up. That's the whole thing. I'm a parent.
Right.
I want my kids to know where I'm from, what we believe in, character, work hard. These kids go in pools, and they're like, it's too cold. I need the heater. Like, it's a bit much.
Well, our kids of our generation, now the kids that we have, are going to be given so much more from the start than we had. That's really what it is. It's not even just LA. It's just, I always have this conversation where it's like kids have play dates now and all these scheduled, organized events. Like we never. My mother like threw me out of the house and was like, "Come back when it's dark." And she was still like a neurotic Italian American mother, but like we just live in a different time.
I mean, also remember, like, I love playing with my kids, but the expectation is like, you're going to do something with me 24/7. Like, you're their jester and their butler. No. Like, hey, make me laugh. Look, I try to make people laugh all the time, strangers.
Right.
And then you want me to do a tight 10 about your milk or whatever you're doing.
Right.
They expect you to be on. And look, I love it. I love being a parent. I have to say that.
Yeah, no, you're a good
But the expectation is different for this generation. Like,
totally.
What do you mean? Play with me every second. It's like, I'm working. I'm doing stuff.
I know.
I'm doing stuff over here.
Oh my! And speaking of tight 10 and doing comedy, Paul is he's opening for me.
That's right.
Yes, the show may be passed by the time we air this. Paul did great, guys. He did great.
Dude, I'm so sorry for that
Improv.
one woman. I feel like I lost a fan for you because of what I said. I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, it's all right. She'll live.
I had the confidence of being on the show.
No,
Thanks for having me.
No, I'm excited to have you.
Me too.
But no, you're right. As far as like the Italian thing, we grew up so different. Was it different? How different was it from like Bronx, Jersey back then? We're around the same age.
I have always thought I had New York cred because when my grandparents came from Napoli, they went to the Bronx. My dad was born in the Bronx.
Many people did, yeah.
So I feel like I have that in me, but then my grandfather he was a printing press guy from Naples, and he got a job in Jersey and moved the whole family to Jersey, and that's how I became from New Jersey. But
I feel like a lot of like Brooklyn, Queens went to Jersey too. Mostly Brooklyn, Queens. It wasn't as common for people from the Bronx.
Yeah, I remember my grandparents telling a story about my dad being born and being in a stroller on the porch in the Bronx, and they would just like have pranzo and have lunch and wine and leave the baby in an open stroller in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember them telling that story, but they came over, and Jersey, I think it's similar. I think the Bronx probably is more rough and tumble. I sound like I'm a boomer now. You know, the rough and tumble city.
Yeah.
but probably more than how I grew up, which it was mixed and rough in ways in Jersey.
You were
but
more of like a
suburban
area.
Yeah.
Where we were always the city. Even if I was in, I had we lived in a house in Pelham Parkway when I got older, but it was still a city. Like
exactly. It's more city. Like you probably.
We walked to stores.
The percentage of street smarts you have is a little bit higher. I think I have them really well, but you're higher. Like walking to your car late at night here. You're ready.
Everybody's like, be careful when you. It's even when I traveled internationally, and they were like, "Oh, you're going to the city." Like, no matter what city it was, be careful. I'm like, I don't have to be careful.
Yeah.
I'm from New York.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be fine in Rome and in Athens and all these places because it's a different level of street smart.
It's training.
Even now, it's so funny you mentioned that. I started watching these documentaries. It was like the Tinder swindler and like the bad vegan, and it's these people that get duped. I don't think it's just New Yorkers, but I think in general, people from New York or New Jersey would never fall.
Right.
I'm like, you're just not from the East Coast. Like, you may have lived in the East Coast when this happened to you, but you're not from there. There's no way I'm going to believe that some guy I met on Twitter is going to let my dog live forever if I give him all my money. Or or I'm going to wait for a guy I never met online for 8 years.
Right. He's going to fly me to Tahiti. Right. We're going to go on vacation together.
I haven't met him in 8 years, but we're still getting married.
Yeah. I also think, do you feel like you approach people with that? Like you almost don't, like it's far the other way. Like I almost don't trust. I have a bullshit meter that goes off almost all the time. You have to prove to me you're not bullshitting.
I am not trusting you
do you know
from
what I mean?
the start.
Right.
Nope.
Exactly.
Yeah. People
Is that
say
upbringing?
like innocent till proven guilty. I'm like, no.
You're guilty.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't. My initial reaction, I'll get a feeling. I get a vibe from somebody the minute I meet them.
That's it. We're energy readers.
Yeah.
That's what it is. We can read energy better than most people. I'm just going to say that.
And if people if there's something doesn't sound right, I'm in tune like this.
Yeah.
Like the minute something, I'm like, I don't trust this. I don't trust this person. I don't.
For a culture that speaks so much, we understand a language that is unspoken pretty well, I think.
We speak a lot with our hands too.
That too, yeah. So yeah, if someone doesn't do this enough, we're like, something's off with that guy. I don't trust that guy.
He's not using his hands enough.
Yeah. I do get that though. I believe that. And then now I'm more transparent about it. I'm like, I don't know, like I'll just tell people. I'm like a little more confrontational if I really believe it now as I get older. Like I wasn't that way on the East Coast though. It's like coming out here, I'm like, nah, we're not gonna see each other again.
Right.
Let's see ya.
Yeah, no, I know. I can know automatically.
Yeah. But do you say it? You're still polite.
No, I'm still very polite.
I don't know if I'm as polite as I once was.
I think that comes with age. I think as I get older, I don't get ruder. I just get more dismissive.
Yeah.
I can end things really quickly.
Is that why you haven't texted me back?
So, I should actually tell people first of all, I feel like you should be interviewing me. Why am I interviewing you today?
I do feel like I'm interviewing you. It's actually hard for me to be a guest.
And I should have said that off the start. People like, she's interviewing this. You tell everybody what you do because it's really.
Oh, thanks.
I see you like in the morning. I wake up and you're on my TV, and I'm like, wow. I text you usually.
Thank you.
I'll take a picture and I'm like, hi, having coffee with you today from New York because you're on TV.
I'm very appreciative. I still get to host and interview everybody, mom and pop, celebrities. But I work for a few shows. NBC.
I'm not big enough for him to interview.
Excuse
I'm not
me.
a big enough celebrity for him to interview. He only does the big times. Sorry, I'm not Seinfeld.
She was on my podcast she was on my podcast like 3 years ago. I don't know. She just forgot. But that job is like something I've done my whole career, and I love it. And I've been really grateful to just talk with everyone. And it doesn't get old. Like I was talking about a possible job today and doing it again. And I still love. For me, though, I've always tried to be like a comedian about it. It's like I always love Conan and those guys.
Well, you have late night, personality type, even in your interview style.
Really? Thank you.
Like, and especially now what you're doing online, it's like my favorite thing, the Daily Roast.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's done so well done.
Really?
Yeah.
Thanks, because it's a hard time to joke about the news.
Right.
And the only reason I'm doing that show is because my dream is still late night. So I'm like, I've done interviews, I've done stand up. I want to be a better joke writer for the news. So that's why I started that.
How did you get into just interviewing people? Like what was the trajectory from?
I watched Conan O'Brien in my bedroom as a kid, late night with Conan O'Brien, the NBC version, late night. And I was like, this guy's got big hair. He's funny. He's smart. The thing about Conan that always stood out to me
was the big hair, I could see.
You know, that, now I paint this on. I think he might too. But it's the silliness of the comedy, the silliness of the interview. I'm a kid, honestly. And I think Conan has a sensibility too. And there's certain comedians like this. Playing with life, having fun with life. Oh, wow. He's like talking with people and making it fun and interesting. Like, I want to do that. So I auditioned for a late night show in college. I did a TV club in high school first in Jersey because I had this I mean, let's just say it. She was borderline Nazi teacher. Like she was from somewhere with an accent, and let's just say she was German for the sake of the story because it works.
Yeah.
And she hated me, and it was homeroom, and I was late every day, and so my out was to join the TV club. So I started doing the TV announcements, and then my flex to her was I wasn't in homeroom and I was on the TV. And then she goes, I go, sorry, I don't go to homeroom anymore. I'm a TV guy now. And she's like, what? You can't do that. Okay. Like, so I got over being late for Miss Steck. I still remember her name.
That's when you know it's either a really good or a really bad teacher.
We used to make her say 1,000 over. She would say, I think she sounded like she was saying an F word too. She'd be like 1,000, 2,000, fucking. It was unbelievable. And that got me into TV.
Okay.
And then I had a passion for it. I was a drummer in music, and I was like, I want to talk with people and do comedy. Started in high school. I did bits for the morning news, and then I went to college for it, and that's where I got the late night show. And since that time, I've always just wanted to be like a late night. I'm still like doing late night in my own way.
Yeah.
Just like, when do I have the show? I want to have my own show still one day. So
could you do that now? Like, why don't you create? I mean, you have all the connects.
Yeah, that's what I'm developing now, live. Because it was always like, I want NBC to give me a show or like a network. Now the model's changed. I'm going to start it in the clubs, you know?
It's just so amazing, like how things have evolved.
I know, right?
Like, if you really want something, you can essentially just create it today.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the best time to be creative and do that, you know? Like, I don't want to be someone who just gets something and has to fit in a box. Like, the audience is you guys, you're watching this because you want Tara, you want something that's true to what
somebody
you're
real
watching.
authentic, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And networks are trying to figure that out right now too. So the thing I want to build is I want to start like more in the live club world than I would. Like, I always made TV shows. It's weird. All my dreams came true, right? Like, I was watching Conan. Now I do TV bits all the time with famous people. But I'm still like, but where's my late night show? And where do we watch it? And it's not TV. It would be here. It would be wherever an audience is instead of
Well, you're in a great
network.
city for it.
It's been awesome, yeah.
Yeah. So wait, how long are you in LA now?
4 years.
Yeah.
No Botox.
You go.
4 years.
That's all right. I got somebody for you.
I need that.
No, I like it. It's good. You're good. So I had your wife, who everybody doesn't know listening, Christina Perry.
Yes.
His better half.
My better half. Better.
Is your wife. She told me that you two are raising the toughest Italian girls in all of Los Angeles.
We're trying, honestly. Yeah, my daughter.
You keep it pretty authentic at home. You have a pizza oven in your backyard.
I do. I make pizza a lot. You've had it.
I've had it.
I'm only better since you've had it too. I get better every time. Every cook.
I mean, you go hard. Like, there's different. There's prosciutto, fig. I mean, there's
all the things.
Balsamic involved. There's garlic involved in other places.
All the things.
Yeah, well, give me some of your best.
First of all,
this is what
everything
people want. Nobody cares about late night TV. They want to know what toppings you're putting on your pizza.
Well, you know, I do it late at night. I make dough. I make 4 batches of dough. It takes 2 hours. I do all the things from scratch. My family's recipe from Naples, so it's 6-ingredient dough. I make the dough the day before. The best part raising my daughter Carmela is she helps. I put her right to work. And you know, as Italians, like, this is one thing I don't want our kids to like miss out on. Is like, get to work, do chores, make pizza dough.
Yeah.
I want her to be 25 and be like, I got to go make dough with my dad. Like, that's something I want her to have, right?
Right.
Her dough sucks, but it'll come together.
She's 6. We'll give her a break.
But I want that, so we make the pizza from scratch. Everything, yeah. Prosciutto. I do my favorite pie. I do is a super sot with honey.
I had
so
that
it's
one.
Hot. And everyone does hot honey now. It's like a trend, but it's kind of an Americanized thing. I do the original meat that's hot, and then I do regular honey. So it's an interesting blend. And then the smoked mozz I do with.
That's where you lost me. I think you made that last time, but I didn't have it.
What's wrong?
No,
when it's cooked, it's different. What's wrong with smoked?
No, I don't like smoked.
What?
I could do like a smoky drink. I can't do a smoked cheese.
What?
No smoked cheese.
What do you do? So you like scotch and like mezcal, but you can't do smoke?
Yeah, I do. I like scotch.
But that cheese specifically, this pie I do with onions is amazing. It's olive
I was
oil,
there for it.
sale.
I passed.
Oh, you didn't eat even a bite?
I didn't take a bite.
Wow. I got to convert you somehow. That's my favorite pie I make.
All right.
Because there's a recipe in Italy that my cousins do, and I was like, smoked mozz, a little onion, a little salt.
You went back to Italy recently and saw family.
I did last May, yeah.
How was that? How is it to go back like that? And
it's the best.
Yeah.
It's almost like us now when we go from here to New York. Like, it's like I feel like I know Italy and Rome really well. So it's not like visiting. It's just like being back in one of my favorite places. I get to hang with the family.
Did you go as a kid? Were you guys?
No, actually.
Yeah, no, I know.
Did you?
No. Even Christina, your wife, was like, you're holding back on me. I want to visit family in Italy. I want to go to Italy. it's so funny. We were saying how like when our grandparents or parents came here, they really wanted to be Americanized. And it was like they spoke or tried to speak English. I know your father-in-law still tries to speak English.
He does, yeah. His Siri's
My
amazing.
father, I don't know what my father speaks. It's just like Christina, somewhere between Italian and English. I don't understand half the things he says. But I feel like I wish we had that. Are you going to do that? Are you going to bring the girls? Or are you
really want to. I'm actually ashamed we haven't yet. Like, I want to start doing summers there or something, you know? Because they have to have that culture in them. Did you go growing up at all? Or no, because your parents wouldn't.
I don't even, I think I went to Florida once.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have the means to go away. And it's just a different, like I think people, our generation, they packed us up in a car and drove somewhere. Like I didn't come from like getting on a plane to go on vacation till I was older and started doing it for myself.
I'm the same exact way. 1 week, Jersey Shore, every summer, that was it. But it was awesome.
And you lived in Jersey.
Yeah, and it was awesome.
And how great was it? Yeah.
That was vacation every year.
You have a big family though.
I'm one of 5, yeah. Come on, Italian Catholics from North Jersey, what do you think?
And your parents still together, going strong.
Yep, my dad's Mario, of course. Mario,
naturally.
Napoletan. And you know why? Because his grandfather's name was Mario. You guys did that too, right?
Yeah. Everybody, my father's name is Santo. That's like not, it's because his mother's father's name was Santo.
Doesn't that mean saint?
Santo, yeah.
Is he a saint?
My father's just got sober, so. No, my childhood videos look like him and I were learning how to walk at the same time. It's funny. Definitely no saint there. But.
He's becoming the Santo of himself now. Santo Spirito is the name of a place in Florence, I remember, Yeah, so I love that they carry on the Italian names. Like, and we didn't do that, but we named our daughter Carmela watching The Sopranos for like the 20th time, so I feel like it worked for us.
That's pretty Italian. That's pretty New Jersey Italian.
Exactly.
That's not necessarily in Naples Italian.
I know.
But that's pretty, it's pretty on point for where you came from.
You remember that episode of Paulie Walnuts when they go to Italy and he's like frustrated as Italian American. He's like, "What is this? I just want to get something to eat." Like he can't get like what he wants.
He's like, "They stole this from my Oh no, that's a different.
That's the Starbucks.
Yeah, that's the Starbucks.
Trust me, I know the show too well.
How many times have you watched?
I watch it annually. I watch The Sopranos every year.
From season 1 to season whatever.
Every year. Okay. And then Christina, my wife, goes, it's always a moment like a few weeks in where she looks at me sideways and she's like, "Did you start The Sopranos again?" Because I just start talking to her horribly. I just start becoming Tony.
But
I just it just comes out. I'm like, what's this orange juice? I said pulp with pulp. I said with pulp. So.
I feel like when I'm with other people from like New Jersey or New York, I will start sounding more Bronx. Like it
comes out.
It comes out more. But like you're New Jersey Italian, you're like national television interviewing all these people. You don't have like a thick.
Yeah.
Did you train yourself to speak for TV?
No, I think the white bread suburbia like beat it out of me.
Took it out of you.
I don't know. But then again, like I grew like everyone in The Sopranos was around me and grew up with that. Like I watch that show, it's like comfort, it's like being home.
Yeah.
I think if I want it to come out like you, it comes out more, especially if we're hanging over being paisan. It's also not a part of my personality in a way where like it's my whole Instagram page. I don't know. We've talked about this, but it's like I have a fine line with it because I think further you go into that, you also just seem like a clown a little. And we are clowns professionally.
Yes, but
you get what I'm saying?
100%. This my biggest issue. The reason why every post about me, like the videos that go the most wild are the ones that are Italian American based.
Which is great.
But I can't just do that either because I feel, and I've told this to my listeners, I feel like a hack at that point. Like I want you guys to come out and respect like the art form of stand-up comedy and see all the different platforms and other facets to me. But I do get it. I went to the movies the other day and I was watching a movie. It was The Alto Nights, and some of the words and phrases in it were like "ugats, mamadel," you know, like, and I was like, oh my God, though, you know, if I heard, it felt, I guess even when you watch The Sopranos and you hear them say it, there is like this sense of, I feel seen.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they get me, that this is a world I understand.
Yeah.
But it can't be my only world anymore.
But there's some people out there, and I'm not here to talk trash, but even my friends sometimes, they turn it on and it's just not authentic.
Right.
We'll be out somewhere and they'll be like, "Hey, let me get a glass of the vino."
Yeah, no,
it's like,
I know.
Hey, Steve, you don't sound like that when these people aren't around. You're turning on the Italianism for no reason because you've had, and I guess I'm guilty of that too sometimes though, you know, but it's like,
I don't want to look like a gavone.
The gavone. Even though
I say
can't-
gavone,
even though
but I don't
I'm a
want to look like
huge
one. Even though
gavone.
right now you have the chest hair, the wife beater.
By the way,
the shirt that looks like you belong in the social club for the whole day.
I just want to point out to everybody, this wife beater, or we can call it a guinea tea, whichever. We could say guinea because we're guineas, right? I mean, like, it's our people.
Yeah, all right.
Right? Do you agree?
I still wife beat. I mean, either way,
Either one, they're
either way
bad.
we can get canceled.
Either
Continue.
way, someone's mad about how we're describing the shirt.
Right.
I had this open before and I was walking, and my friend said, this is literally the perfect shirt. Because look at there's stains.
I was gonna say
there's
that
old
is the stain.
espresso, olive oil.
The thing that offended me the most is not what you called it, but what it actually looks like.
No, this is how it's supposed to
looks like
look.
it smells.
I'm offended. I'm wearing shoes. I should be in like cut off Crocs right now.
Yeah.
And have an old towel, dish rag.
So listen, you can turn it on and you can turn it off, right?
Yeah.
But now, has there ever been an interview? Because you've interviewed so many different
Yes.
people where you're like, wow, I really got to be less Paulie from New Jersey right now.
That's so funny. You know, I don't actually ever get insecure about it. I get really proud about it now. But the one that stood out is I spoke Italian. I thought George Clooney spoke Italian.
Well, he has a house in Lake
Yeah, he
Como,
does. But
no?
the guy doesn't speak un cazzo. He doesn't speak anything.
No, not a word.
Nothing. And I was like,
Manja?
I'm like, you're on Nespresso commercials in Italy. I'm like, this is going to be great for us. And I thought I was pulling this move of like, hey, come va, George Clooney. And he was just like, no. And I was like, what? So that threw me off because I was like, here I am with a movie star, him and Julia Roberts, and I think I'm being all paisan, and it did kind of backfire.
Okay.
But of all guys, I mean, you're like the king of the lake up there.
Yeah, he got married there and
I
everything.
know, but
Home
look,
there.
he was a sweetheart. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it was bad, but that was a weird one. I guess every once in a while, yeah, I don't like to ever feel like I need to. This is why I'm not working as much. I don't want to restrain myself if I'm interviewing someone.
No, but here's my thing. I feel like you come off extremely confident, but it's not forced or too much, which I think is a real art form in what you do.
Oh,
Because
thanks.
I'd have to imagine most of the people you're interviewing, people get like starstruck. Doesn't make a difference.
Totally.
What it's your job, right? It's my job to sit here and interview you, but I still get a certain level of like excitement, or
Right.
it doesn't matter who it is. How I guess with the level of stardom that you do, it never. I feel like you just look like you belong in the room. Like the conversation just flows.
It's being really present and being around it long enough. But thank you for saying that, because
Yeah.
you still get the jitters every once in a while. But I think it is Italian and kind of old school in a way where it's like our ancestors look at my job and they go, "You're just sitting around talking to people."
Yeah.
Like I have
You're
that
not hard worker. Your hands have
Exactly.
no blisters on
Like my
them.
insecurity sitting with all these A-list celebrities, like I can't do the walls at my house. I can't change the toilet well. Like I don't have all the old school stuff like that. But I think that it's right sizing what it really means. And I will tell you, doing stand up as long as I have now has completely shifted that. Like I remember I first started doing stand up, I'm making strangers laugh at night, trying to. And then the next day I walked into like an interview with Pierce Brosnan and I'm like, this is not scary. Last night was scary. So
a room of 15
Right.
people in a yeah.
So the fear of it changed, and I'm just a part of me, the rebellion in me, the kid who did the morning announcements, wants to remind A-list celebrities that they're just people. Like there's a part of me that likes being like, we're normal. You're going to be normal with me, and that's very Italian East
I'm
Coast.
sure that's really great for them.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not going to
would-
bullshit me.
I would hate for somebody to have to be uncomfortable around me. Like
Yeah.
my instinct is almost to hug everybody I meet
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
first meet them. So I would never want somebody to make me feel like, it must feel nice for them to just be like, oh, hey, let's
fun,
get
yeah.
this interview done. They're like, oh, okay, I can ease up now. I'm not.
Sometimes if it's quick, it backfires because they don't know I'm kind of messing around. So sometimes people will be like,
They get
if
thrown
they
off?
can't read it, they get thrown
Like-
off. Like, because I'll just follow something funny and it's supposed to be serious, and I'll just see how far it can go. Like, I just like, let's just see what happens here. Like, hey, whatever. You want to spend 2 minutes doing an impression of a mouse instead of promoting the movie? Do it.
Right.
Like, I'm like that.
Right.
So it's been fun for me to play with it. I think doing it long enough lets me play. And that's going back to the Conan stuff. Like, I just want to play and be silly with people. And that's what late night is. It should be that way. It shouldn't be contrived BS. Guess what? No one's watching that. No one's
Nobody-
watching these controlled things.
I know. Late nights at an all-time low.
It's different now. It's different. Make it real.
Maybe you'll change the game.
I'm trying one day at a time here, you know?
I have faith in you, Paulie.
Thank you. Everyone,
It's very weird. Christina called you Paulie. She's like, Paulie. And I'm like, who's that?
my wife calls me Paulie when we're doing well.
Okay.
When we're not doing well, it's Paul Thomas. My
She
middle
loved
name
you.
is,
She loved you last week. So
She loves me publicly. It's nice. She really talks on podcasts highly of me. It's
So
nice.
sweet.
I'm like, where's that when the cameras are off? I had no idea you felt that way. Let me go rewatch a podcast to get affection from my wife. That's literally where I get it. I get love and affection when she's on the Today Show. Awesome. Thanks, Christina. I appreciate it. No. We do enough behind the scenes, maybe, but she's a lot nicer, I think, on camera. Me.
About you, yeah. No, she's genuine
I am too.
on camera and off.
I love her, and I'm grateful for her too.
Yeah.
Come on. All right.
Oh, we'll do a little sound thing like you do. Oh, we'll do the soundtrack for the. But speaking to what you said, because stand-up comedy is where you and I are going to be sharing a stage, hopefully more often this year, not just at Irvine. I'd love to get you on more shows. We also have an idea for a really great show that we're going to figure out. But it's so true. It's like I used to go live from Yankee Stadium, and it'd be like 50,000 people that new stadium held. And that was like, whatever, I don't care. Like I was like, but doing stand-up comedy, like walking on stage and saying, I'm going to make everybody in this room, collectively strangers, laugh at the same time at the thing that I wrote that's coming out of my mouth by myself, was like, I would have to have a drink before I used to go on. Like, that's how nervous I used to get when I first started. Even now, when you think about it, it almost seems virtually insane. Yeah. But it works. It works when you do it. I hope it works when I do it. If you guys are coming out to see my shows. But it's funny. I do want to see you do the late night thing.
Thank you.
So
I think it's a mix of all the things. People want authenticity. They want it to be fun and real. Same with stand-up, right? I just think the environment, that's why I want to do it in a bigger way. In the comedy club will allow late night to be what it used to be. That's why I'm bringing it there. I'm talking about it because I'm pitching to the clubs right now, but that's where it's going to live again, because the early infancy of TV, and I want to hold on, Italian, just bear with me, but it was just live. It was live broadcast. It was comedy.
People used to congregate in their living rooms because they couldn't. They were waiting for the live show to come on together. Yeah.
My dream was always to do late night live again. That's what I wanted for TV. It's like still my dream, but I want to do it in comedy clubs now. But if it was ever something that was broadcast, I mean, Mulaney's doing a good job now. Like that show's live. Something along those lines of. That's what people want now more than ever, which is like it's in the moment, it's authentic, whether it's on social or not. That to me is the future, and I just love it, you know. And there's nothing better than a good comedy club of like a moment happening and there's a live audience. I mean, that's why late night has always had audiences, because it started in a theater, you know? The Tonight Show started in New York in a theater on Broadway.
I mean, listen, if the pandemic taught me anything, was that we just need people. You need to be in the room.
I know.
There was just something about Zoom that wasn't hitting. I think I realized we needed a big human connection.
Did you do Zoom shows?
Oh, I was dressed up from the waist up.
You did those
screaming into the laptop. Yeah.
Wow. Well, as a working comic, I feel like you had to. But
I needed money.
And also just to continue to perform.
And listen, you know what? If you didn't quit then, you weren't quitting.
Right. I kind of bumped up after that. I was started before, and I was like, why didn't do any Zoom? And then I got back into it after. So, but it's one show at a time, you know. But what do you mean if your jokes are good? Every time I've seen Tara perform, she's crushed. She's always so funny. She's like, should I still do this? And then I see her get applause breaks for 25 minutes straight.
It's a crazy business, entertainment itself. That's why I'm so grateful to all the listeners. I'm grateful to everybody who comes out to the shows. Before I let Paul Costabile.
Hey.
Now, it's Costabile. Costabile. That's the way, because people don't look at it like that and then pronounce that. Like Cannistraci, people have a hard time with Cannistraci, and my name is pretty phonetic. Yours?
I know. When we met, I booked you for my New York show, and I thought you were Cannistraci. Yeah. Because I read it in Italian.
That's the proper way.
Well, so is mine. So
Do you have your girl saying that?
Yeah, my Italian girls say Costabile. You know what's weird is everyone in my immediate family says Costabile from growing up.
None of their teachers are going to say Costabile.
I know.
Especially in Los Angeles.
Yeah, you're right. They're
going to be Carmela Costa.
I thought about shortening my name for this business, and then I thought about my grandfather. Came over on a boat with nothing. He was like the poor guy on the Titanic in the bottom, you know, the bottom deck. He came over with this name. When I go to Italy, everyone says it right. I learned the language. I lived in Italy. I'm like, I got to just keep it going. But it's definitely brutal on stage and beyond. I mean, it's a thing every time.
People, I mean, even Chaz has a hard time saying my name. I'm like, we know each other for 8 years now.
Really?
I'm like, Cannistraci.
Cannistraci?
No.
Well, why don't you shorten yours? Because it's 2025.
Because I'm Tara Cannistraci. This is who I've been.
Exactly.
All my credits are here. I'm never changing my name.
I feel the same way with all my TV work. It's like I've already been out there as this guy.
Right.
What am I going to rebrand? I mean, Jamie Foxx was at an open mic, but that was like 40 years ago.
No.
So it's like it's different now.
And I think people just want real, right? It's why they're listening to this podcast right now. I know bullshit, right? I say whatever I want to say. You know, I keep it real. That people just want that. If they can't pronounce your last name, don't get me wrong. When I walk in the street and so if somebody goes, "Oh my God, are you Tara Jokes?" I'm like, "No, I'm Tara Cannistraci."
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, "Yes," you know.
I'm fine with people just being like Paul or Paulie. You know, I call the variety show Paulie's Dinner. Fine.
Right.
If you know that, know me as the dinner show.
Right.
Great. Even though it's not really food related, but it's just like we call it that. But yeah.
So before I let you go, at the New York, New Jersey, they want to hear it, even if they're not going to watch The Sopranos tonight. They want to hear the words you grew up with. Because did you? I have to ask. Did you do the same words as me? Were they like the hard R's to D's and things like that?
Yeah. Well, one word that but one word that sticks out to me is a word that my grandfather invented. I think because he was trying to say the F word and something in Italian, and I thought it was an Italian word my whole life, and it's phenobola.
No.
Did you say that?
Phenobola, yeah.
Oh, you say that?
Phenobola,
Did I miss a phenobola video of yours?
No, no.
Oh wait, no, that's one that he said a lot. The other one that is not as common is false up. So he used to go, "You're all false up." He meant to say fucked.
Okay.
But he then also tried to make it English.
Okay.
And so growing up, we'd all say "you're all false up," and nobody knew what it meant. And it was because my grandfather was like translating fuck and Italian. What was he saying in Italian though?
I don't know.
And he said it every day of his life. "You're all false up. You're all messed up. You're all effed up." He said it all the time. And it was like our familyism. And phenobola too.
Phenobola is one I'm sure everybody here listening knows.
𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒔𝒎 𝑀𝒂𝒏 I always had.
Yeah, 𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒔𝒎 𝑀𝒂𝒏.
I had that one a lot, but
did
not
that
as
one.
proper. 𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒔𝒎 𝑀𝒂𝒏 and then even like fangul was different too. We said fangul. We didn't say fangulo.
Yeah, no, we say fangul.
Fangul, right?
Yeah.
I grew up with that too. 𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒔𝒎 I remember a lot too. Yeah.
Such endearing words, guys. I always like to end the podcast on a positive note by saying,
What about this one? My grandfather did this
If my mother did this, I was going to get my ass beat when we got back home. If she did this in public, if she bit her own hand, I was getting a beating.
People don't understand. Like, I think it's a stereotype. Italians with the fingers and the hands. It's another language. It really is. This.
They rather hurt. My mother would put teeth marks in her own skin on her own hand to let me know.
What, this one's bad, right? What's this one? This one's like
no.
Kill or something?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah.
Right?
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. This one I remember too. And you're eating something good.
These are all from parents. See, this is Child Protective Services parenting. Paulie can tell you it's different. Do you ever do those things to your kids?
I was about to say I'm gonna go home and bite my finger to get my daughter. See, I'm being too soft. I gotta go. What are you doing?
No.
What are you doing?
No, but you would never do that now.
I know.
You care about feelings. You and Christina sit down and talk, and it's a different time. It's a different time. You're millennial parents, and you're treating your kids. You're softer. Doesn't make a difference. You're not throwing them in cold water. You have a heated pool.
You're right, but you know what? I take this shirt. I just wear this shirt. I just do this. I grab a wooden spoon. I do nothing with it, but I want them to see that. I want them to see this stain, wooden spoon, slippers, black socks, and I just go. And that's it. They know the look, but they don't know the pain that comes with the hit.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but when your wife was on here, she already said your kids don't listen to you. So.
Oh, that's because she doesn't. She's teaching these girls. I'm outnumbered by women who don't listen to me and don't laugh at my jokes anymore.
She seems tougher than you. I hate to say that.
He said, well, Keita's saying my wife. She probably is tougher. She is.
I think the girls listen to her probably a little better, not because she's tougher, but just.
That's funny she said that though, because I am more the enforcer. Like I get more old school Italian than with them.
Yeah, but they probably take her more serious.
Maybe. I mean, if she gets really mad, maybe, yeah.
I think you should do a video with the wife beater and the slippers and the finger and see how that goes.
I'm gonna go home and try and scare my kids into obedience and see if and if I don't have it, my grandfather's gonna roll over in his grave. He'd be like, you better make sure they have a little bit of fear, you know?
I don't with that hair, I don't think it's gonna work. But if I'm being honest, but I do love having you on. I do love sharing the stage with you. Aww. Please, next time you come to a show with me, wear a different undershirt.
I'm wearing this on our show.
Where can people find you? Don't say Paul Costabile because they're never going to be able to find your Instagram.
It's just all my social at Paul Costabile Costabile. Okay. Say it how you want, phenomenal. And all my stuff's there. I'm doing my daily joke show there right now. I'm also doing all my interviews there, all my live shows, everything in between. And then come see us live.
Yeah, come see me live, guys. Yeah. All the shows from me are listed at tarajokes.com, and you can also get your Coffee Talk mugs. It's a little conceited to just sit there and look at me in a robe sipping coffee, but hey, do it. They're on my website too. Thank you to Kita for the studio and time and for shouting out that I ate a whole pizza by myself. He's
Vegan pizza.
He's getting deducted pay from this episode.
I'm the soft one. She's eating vegan pizza. What does that say?
I'm LA now, baby. I'm LA. Coffee Talk.